friends, a very warm welcome to all of you to this session of the GATE Academy. My name is Pranshu Mahajan, and in these 15-20 minutes, we are going to discuss about PSU interview skills, especially for mechanical engineering. So basically, it's like you guys are smart and you might be knowing all these points already. But sometimes what happens is that if we do not discuss now, we forget them. So they are like choti choti magar moti baatein. So even if a single point is missed, maybe there are chances of losing a life-turning opportunity. Okay, so it's better to be prepared and better to discuss them. But by the way, all these points are very basic, and I feel that you will already know them. But still, let's discuss them. So here is a list of different PSUs who are taking through GATE exam and not through the GATE exam. I have put only like 7 or 8 names, but in actual the number is huge. Right? There is a very vast opportunity from the GATE exam. So I have put the name of Indian Oil especially. Why? Because their recruitment procedure is a little different. So you will be shortlisted based on your GATE score, and then you will have to attend a group discussion as well as a group task. Now, what is a group discussion? GD. So all of you know. So in GD, they will give you a topic. So in our days, like 8-10 years back, we were not as smart as you. So we will discuss about like brain drain, honor killing and all that stuff. But now as the society is advancing ahead, the topics of discussion, the hot topics of the society are also like becoming a little tough. So demonetization is there, internet neutrality is there, okay, and triple talaq is there. So what they will do is they will give you the topic for group discussion, okay, and in that group discussion, so half of the people will have to speak in the favor and the remaining half will have to speak against it. So it's not your choice. Actually, they will allot you that who will speak in favor and who will speak against the motion. So this is what is group discussion, and then the same group has to do a group task also. So in group discussion, you have to oppose each other, but in group task, you have to move together. So in group task, maybe they will tell you that suppose there is some kind of HR problem in the company. HR problem may be a case of sexual harassment. So what they will do is they will ask you that what should be the procedure of forming a committee and what should be the instructions followed by that committee and how will that committee frame the final result or punishment or whatever it is to the offense, to the guy who has made the offense. So all of you together have to work and form a procedure for it. So this is what a group task is. And once GD and GT are over, then you have to go for the interview. So mind it that GD, GT, interview, these three are taken together. It's not like that this is a shortlisting criteria for interview. All the people have to attend GD, GT as well as interview. Now, similar is the procedure for HPCL also, and then there is ONGC, which is going to take only personal interview, technical as well as non-technical. BARC, which is purely technical, okay, whatever non-technical discussion is going on over there, that is only to make you comfortable and for making you forget your nervousness, okay. So mind it, BARC is more interested in technical interview only. Then there is NTPC. So as you can see, in NTPC, the things are a little different. Something like online test is mentioned, right? So what happens is that in this time in NTPC, it is particularly written. So if you will see the advertisement and you will see the selection procedure, you will see that after shortlisting based on GATE exam, there is an aptitude test, online aptitude test. So do not worry about it. So most probably in this online aptitude test, it will have technical questions from your thermal engineering especially. Also, there will be some questions of design in manufacturing, but more questions will be asked from thermal engineering. Why? Because of the profile of NTPC. NTPC is involved in development of thermal power plants, right? So once the online test is over, it will have some logic questions also, basic logical aptitude. You will then go for group discussion. There is no group task over here, and then for interview. Now, there are some PSUs which are highlighted in red and organizations are there. So mind it, ISRO is not a PSU. BARC is not a PSU. It is a central government organization. So ISRO, it has its own written test, but need not worry about it. You have already given it. So syllabus was nearly same as GATE syllabus. Some difference was there. And otherwise the interview procedure is going to remain the same. So those who have done preparation for the GATE exam, they are continuing their preparation, they can easily appear in this interview also. Similar is the case of SJVN, and lot more PSUs are there. So let us start one by one. So before going on to the individual PSUs, I mean, what should you keep in mind when you are going for the interview? Let us discuss some general instructions, which I feel you know, but still you should follow them. See, I have seen that a lot of students are there who are like, let's give the interview, but I'm not interested in joining Bell. I want to join ONGC only. If I'm getting a job in ONGC, I will join, and otherwise I will go for preparing again. So you are going for Bell only, like for kind of fun. Or there are some students who are not at all interested in joining PSU. They are interested in going for IAS only. They already have a plan that they will drop the PSU and they will prepare again for IAS. Then why you are going for the interview? Why you are attending the interview and wasting the seat of someone else? Okay, so it's like whenever you are going for an interview, you should be excited about it, and you should feel that yes, I have to sit in this interview very properly and I have to grab this opportunity. There should not be even a single point in your mind that it's like for fun only or I'm not interested in it, because if you are thinking like this will definitely affect your performance in the interview. You should feel that this job is for me and I have to grab it. For this, what you can do is, before going for the interview, you should read the profile of the company. You should see what are the tasks of the company, what the projects this company has done. And believe me, all the PSUs in India, they are doing very great. They are working on projects which even private companies are not capable of. So when you will read the profile, you will feel like, यार ये company तो बहुत मजेदार है, यहाँ का काम कितना interesting है. When I will go there, what will be my technical development, है ना? So when you feel excited about something, you definitely become serious about it, and definitely this will affect your performance also in the interview, and you will have more chances of selection. So whenever you are going for the interview, please be serious and disciplined about it. Secondly, the panel members who are going to sit over there, वो ऐसा नहीं कोई फिर ऐसे आलतू फालतू लोग नहीं है. Those guys are at that position. Those guys are taking your interview because of their hard work and capabilities, because of their developed capabilities, and they believe me, they are going to be big hot shots in their position. They are going to be very good hot shots in their company. Okay, so they are being followed by a huge group of people in their company. So please do not try to fool them. Okay, sometimes it happens that a student feels that he can oversmart anyone, and because of this overconfidence, they are definitely going to lose the interview. So do not at all try to oversmart these people, and do not at all lie. Say for example, suppose you have in fourth year it is compulsory to do a project, but there are a lot of students who do not do the project and get a thesis for it. So they are not going to have any knowledge about it. But what they feel is that just by reading the thesis, they will be able to answer any of the question asked from it. So suppose they ask you what was your project and you have not done it seriously, you do not have any knowledge about it, then frankly tell them. Otherwise, when they will ask you a question, they will realize that you are lying, and then they will booby trap you. Okay, so they will trap you in their questions and bring it out from you that you have not done it properly, and this will definitely give you negative marks. So please, not at all lie in front of them. Whatever the scenario is, just tell them. If they ask you technical question and you do not have an answer, try to think about it. Take some time from them, like 1 minute, or you can take a copy, paper and pen, and you can try to derive the formula. And if you are not able to do it, then just tell them that, sir, I have not read this topic, or I have read it long back, so I am not able to remember it. Okay, so please do not tell lies in front of them. What they want is, they want honest people. Okay, honest people who are ready to accept their mistakes and then work upon them. So please do not at all lie in front of them. And secondly, when you are going over there, okay, so believe me, this can be a life-changing event for you. So you have to be serious about it. You have to be disciplined about it. So you should wear proper formals. ऐसा नहीं कि हम चप्पलों में चले गए हैं, जीन्स में चले गए हैं, शर्ट में चले गए हैं. This gives a very bad impression. The people who are sitting, they are highly professional over there, and they are very serious about their work. Okay, so you should also be serious about getting this job offer. So you should wear proper formals. You should trim your beard and properly cut your hair, and it should appear, यार ये बंदा जो है सच में job लेने ही आया, ठीक है? So that charisma that comes out of the face, that has the power to attract. Believe me. So go in formals. Now, in many advertisements and recruitment procedures, it's not written that you have to bring your documents, but just to be on the safe side, you should carry your basic documents like birth certificate, 10th and 12th mark sheet, then mark sheets of the college. If you have a provisional degree, then it's good. If you do not have it, then if you do not have it, then just tell them that sir abhi mila nahi hai, but I will get it within a few months. But do take your mark sheets. Suppose if they ask, then there should be something to show, है ना? So ये तो मतलब basics है. This is very basics. If you are going for an interview, you should carry your documents. So whether it is written in the selection procedure or not, you have to carry them. However, most of the time they will tell you have to bring 2 photographs, you have to bring these documents, and if there is a caste certificate, then you should take that also. And please note, your caste certificate should be updated within 1 year. So updated caste certificate लेके जाना बहुत जरूरी है, ठीक है? Otherwise it might not be accepted. So सारे documents जो हैं वो up to date होने चाहिए. Now the thing is that when we are going for interview, so क्या होता है कि in this feeling that whether I will get a job or I will not get a job, we become very nervous, and this is very natural, है ना? भाई जॉब मिलने वाली है, इतनी अच्छी जॉब मिलने वाली है, और अगर नहीं मिली तो पूरे साल जो मेहनत की थी उसका आउटकम नहीं आ पाएगा, तो टेंशन तो रहता है. So what you can do is you can overcome this tension. So I told you ना, read the profile. You have to read the profile before going to any company. You have to read the profile of that company. So what will happen is, when you will read the profile, actually you will get some sense of connection with that company, that oh, this is how the company works, these are the departments of the company, these are the current projects, these are the already completed projects. So in this manner you get a confidence about the company. अरे यार, मुझे तो पहले से कंपनी के बारे में पता है, तो वहाँ उन लोगों से बात करने में भी आसानी होगी. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मतलब what I feel is that this thing of reading about the company मतलब takes out some nervousness from you. So read the profile of the company. And the very important point is that suppose there is some question and you think this is the answer of it. Non-technical question say, okay, so they say you should do like this. So definitely you should try to convince them that sir, my answer is also correct. But even if you have a single doubt in your mind, नहीं यार मैं गलत बोल रहा हूँ, so you should not argue with them. You should try to convince them once or twice, but even if it's going like thrice, then you should say that sir, I will update my knowledge, maybe I am wrong, okay? But do not argue with them. And if there is a technical question and you think that you are definitely right, then you should stick to it, but still not argue. Why there are chances that you are more correct than them in technical questions? Because it's like that you are in touch with your books. But these people, they left their books like 10 or 15 years back, है ना? तो जब इतना time हो गया उनको books छोड़े हुए, so there is a possibility that they have forgotten something. So in technical concepts, if you are correct, then definitely stick to it. Do not argue with them, but try to convince them using derivations and formulas and all that stuff. But in case of non-technical question, like things related to society, things related to our action and reaction regarding to some situation, so you are not that much experienced, huh? So there is a possibility that whatever you are trying to convince them, it is wrong. So you should accept your mistakes. So these are some general instructions which we should follow, and please remember that you have to be in proper formals. Proper formal means a well-pressed shirt, a well-pressed pant, and proper formal shoes, which are like polished also. So let's discuss about the PSUs one by one. So first of all, everyone's favorite ONGC, such a good package, such good facilities, and so much to learn. And this time, particularly for mechanical engineering, it is offering 277 vacancies only for mechanical engineering in different departments. So after GATE exam in ONGC, there is only an interview. And the panel over there, that is like one of the best in the whole country. So what you have to do is you have to continue your preparation for your GATE preparation, because they are going to ask you a lot of problems which might be practically oriented. So the subjects that they ask are technical subjects, that is mainly fluid mechanics, and especially Bernoulli's equation, flow through pipes, hydraulic machines, boundary layer theorem, and then some thermodynamics, some heat convection, and some part of IC engine and fuels also. So mostly questions are asked from here only. Sometimes in strength of materials, they might ask you thin shells, thick shells, stresses and all that stuff. But generally the questions are asked from here only, like fluid mechanics and thermodynamics. So this portion of yours should be strong. Now, secondly, if you have already worked in some organization, then wherever you go, any PSU you go, actually these people are well understood. They know that this guy was working in a company, so it is more difficult for him to continue the preparation of GATE exam and make his concepts very strong. They will not ask you only from GATE syllabus. Definitely they will ask some questions, but most of the questions will be related to your previous work, that is your work in the office. So you should be very clear about your roles and responsibilities in your company, in your current company or your previous company, and how you executed them. ठीक है? तो आपको इस चीजों का clearance होना चाहिए. Now what happens is when we leave our companies now, and as the time passes by, we forget that whenever a task would come, how you will do it. So it's very important that you sit for some time, try to recall all those stuff and write them on paper and pen, so that after every 2 or 3 days you can recall, acha, these were my tasks, these were my responsibilities, I was involved in doing project, in executing a project, or I was involved in marketing, purchase, whatever it was. ठीक है, आपको अपनी roles and responsibilities याद होनी चाहिए. And same is the scenario with the project or internship while you were in college days. So if you have done a if you have done a project, if you have done an internship, there are very high chances in ONGC that they will definitely ask you a lot of questions about them. Okay, so please be ready with it. And secondly, while going for ONGC interview, please note that these guys are more interested in getting all-rounders. All-rounder means not only the guys who are technically strong, but who can manage a team, who have general knowledge as well. Okay? So in general knowledge, they will ask you more questions regarding your own city. So if you stay in some famous city, they will ask you the question regarding that city and that state. And suppose if you have a college whose name is after some famous leader, they will definitely ask a question from you. ठीक है? So आपको थोड़ा सा जनरल नॉलेज होना चाहिए अपने रहन सहन के बारे में, अपनी सोसाइटी के बारे में, अपनी सिटी के बारे में, स्टेट के बारे में, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के बारे में, ठीक है, और ONGC क्या काम करती है, इन सब चीजों के बारे में. So you have to be aware of it, and you should have a lot of zeal to join, because from ONGC there is a lot of depletion rate towards IES. तो इस depletion rate के कारण क्या होता है? वैसे, by the way, why is this depletion rate? Because already ONGC is taking the GATE top rankers. So GATE top rankers have lot of aspires of becoming an IES officer. In fact, a job in ONGC is as good as an IES officer. There is no difference in terms of facilities or whatever you want, finances or whatever you want. I feel ONGC job is very good, because army people, army officers and soldiers are called as land warriors. So Air Force pilots are called as sky warriors. Similarly, ONGC people are called as energy warriors, and this term was framed by APJ Abdul Kalam himself. So joining ONGC is very good. But if you have even a single point in your mind that I want to go into IES, then during the interview days, just forget it, because these guys will be able to realize it through your interview, and it is possible that they might not select you because of the depletion rate. So it's very important while going in any interview that you forget your other plans. For those days, you think that only this is what my future is. Then only this thing will be reflected on your face. Okay, so for ONGC, please work upon your basic general knowledge of your surroundings, and also about your thermal engineering subjects. Now next comes Indian Oil. So as I told you, in Indian Oil, the things are little different. There is a group discussion as well as group task also. So in my case also, when I gave the interview, so it's like long back, so there was a presentation in the beginning from IOCL side, and while giving the presentation, they were strictly speaking again and again that questions might be asked from the presentation. So in presentation, they tell what are their works, where their refineries are, and all that stuff. You need not remember the name of chairpersons and team leaders. What is more important is their business, what kind of business they are doing. Okay, so while looking at the presentation, you should be very attentive. However, in my case, they did not ask me any question regarding the presentation, and mostly questions were related to my family and the work culture in our college and technical questions. But I heard from other candidates, and when I discussed with my students also, previous year students, so they have also told that some questions were asked from the PPT. So it's very important that you are attentive in the PPT, and it's better now that before going for the interview, even before attending the PPT, you are looking by yourself that most of the oil comes from ONGC, and Indian Oil is more involved in refining and distributing the oil throughout the country. So from Indian Oil, for Indian Oil, this is the raw material, these are the final products, and what are the properties of the final products, and where are the refineries and plants. So you should be aware of it. And then subjects to focus, so it's again thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, especially convection in heat transfer, strength of materials, and they might even ask you questions of industrial engineering and operational research. And this is because of the job profile that they are going to offer. Okay, so you should focus upon them: thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, strength of materials, and industrial engineering. Particularly in thermodynamics, they will ask a lot of questions between petrol and diesel, petrol versus diesel, their properties, and fractional distillation also. I know that you have not studied this in your GATE syllabus, but they might ask a question from it. And then auto engine, auto cycle, diesel cycle, other kinds of cycles. So a lot of questions are asked from there. Rankine cycle, gas power cycle. So you should read the proper books like Pekenag and all, and focus upon the technical points. Now, please remember that particularly in Indian Oil, the questions are not going to be numerical types, they are going to be more objective types. Like how to improve the efficiency of a Rankine cycle. What is the difference between Rankine cycle and gas turbine power plant? Or what is the difference between auto cycle and diesel cycle, 2-stroke engine and 4-stroke engine? Which one is better? Questions like this. Similar is the scenario with HPCL. So in HPCL also there is a GT and there is a GD and GT. Now the question is how to prepare for GD and GT. So I think many of you might had a discussion with Prasanna sir on this, but still just to remind us. So in GD we will be in a group. We have to speak against the motion and towards the motion. We will be allotted a time of 2 minutes to think, and then 10 to 20 minutes for discussion, and later on in the next 5 minutes we will conclude. Now see, what happens is that the people who are conducting the GD or GT over there, they are well trained people, and they also know कि भैया हर किसी को हर टॉपिक की तो नॉलेज हो नहीं सकती, and being engineers they do not expect too much knowledge on non-technical topics from us. We are engineers, na? So how can we have knowledge of non-technical topics? But actually through GD and GT, what they are going to test is your communication and interpersonal skills. They are going to test your behavior. Okay? So what they will test, that whatever points he has, is he able to deliver them properly to the remaining candidates or not? Okay, his way of delivery is clear or not? And secondly, if he has done some mistake, whether he is able to accept it or not. Suppose you do not have too much content, then they will also look after your leadership skills, like initiating the discussion, giving time for others to speak. If someone is not able to speak, whether you are offering him the chance to speak, like managing the team. So this is what they check upon you. And please remember, मच्छी मार्केट नहीं बनाना है उसे. अगर सामने वाला बंदा कुछ और पॉइंट बोल रहा है तो उसको जबरदस्ती अपोज नहीं करना है, उसको प्यार से समझाने की कोशिश करनी है, ठीक है, और सबको साथ में लेके चलना है. This is what they will see. And similar is the case in group task also. Now particularly in Indian Oil, so what I felt is, and what students also tell, that group discussion and group task is very relaxed. They will say that you have only 10 minutes to discuss, but they will give you 20 minutes to discuss, and so that everyone gets a chance. But in other companies like HPCL, BPCL, it will be a little strict. 10 minutes means 10 minutes. If you have spoken, you will get the point. If you have not spoken, you will not get any point. ठीक है? तो Indian Oil में थोड़ा relaxation रहता है. मगर जब आप BPCL, HPCL में जाएंगे तो ध्यान रखना है कि आपको टाइम का पूरा फायदा उठाना है. You can't even waste a single second. So HPCL, Indian Oil, HPCL, particularly in BPCL, till now the advertisement is not out. So most probably within a few days the advertisement will be out. So let's discuss about bark. So this is like the hot topic when we talk about interviews. So, and why? Because this can be technically good, very good. I should not say tough because that will like demotivate you. You should not say that the interview is tough, but actually it is going to test you. How much you have studied, how much you have read in your exam. Now in BARC there is an advantage. Like in ONGC, they will ask more questions from fluid mechanics because of their work, and similarly in other companies. But in BARC, what they will do is they will tell you that these are tell your favorite 4 to 5 subjects. So you should be prepared for this. What you do is from now only you take 4 of your favorite subjects and work very hard on them. Okay, like say for example, if you are good in thermodynamics, you feel that you are good in thermodynamics, then you start preparing thermodynamics now. What you have to do, you have to learn all the definitions and all the derivations. Okay, please note, they will ask a lot of questions on derivations. They will ask you to derive a formula, and then they will ask you to use the same formula in some problem. And then what they will do is they will change the problem and they will ask you whether this formula can be used or not. Okay, so in all the subjects they will ask a lot of derivations. So you have to select 4 subjects which you think are very strong for you. So it's better that if you have chosen thermodynamics, then you go for heat transfer and fluid mechanics. Or if you have chosen strength of materials, then you are going for mechanics, strength of materials, TOM and MT. Because these subjects can like cooperate together. Hai? But ऐसा necessary भी नहीं है. There can be one subject SOM or one subject mechanics. Other subject can be heat transfer or thermodynamics also. ठीक है? So they ask questions from you from all the subjects, whatever subjects you have told them. And believe me, if you have not said industrial, if you have not said heat transfer, they will not ask any question of heat transfer. The things are like very cool. So when you enter the examination hall, so there will be a panel of like 5 to 6 members. So please note that these are well-renowned scientists in the world of nuclear physics. And what they will do is, just to make you comfortable, they will ask you some questions regarding your home, regarding your college and the life and all that. But here they are not at all interested in non-technical interview. They are only interested in technical interview. So one by one they will start asking a question. Firstly, they will complete one subject, then they will complete second subject, then they will complete third subject and fourth subject. And interview length can vary from 30 to 1 hour also. 30 minutes to 1 hour, 30 minutes also. In my case, I gave the interview of 1 hour 25 minutes. And a lot of questions were asked in all the subjects. And when I came out, I was like, मतलब पूरी दुनिया जो है ना मेरे आगे घूम रही थी. इतना मतलब अच्छा इंटरव्यू होता है. So it's not tough. Actually, they make you get relaxed in the interview. So if you make a problem, if you make a mistake, ना they will tell you, अरे बेटा ऐसा नहीं, देखो ऐसे ऐसे होता है और इस तरह से इसको solve करते हैं. Actually, what they are testing is that when you get something new, are you able to understand it and then implement it into some other problem? So if you are doing a mistake over there, that is not a big deal. What will happen is that when they are giving the solution, are you able to understand it and implement it in some other question or not? Okay, this is also very important from their side. So ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, और ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि अगर कोई गलती की है उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं and then you are not able to understand their solution. So particularly in BARC interview, you have to be very strong in technical. Their questions are not going to be that easy as in ONGC or IOCL, but their technical questions are going to be very tough. Okay? They will not ask any non-technical question, but technical questions are tough. Now what happens is that in PSUs, most of the PSUs, the weightage of GATE exam is very high, like 75% or 85%, and only 25% or 15% is taken from personal interview and other stuff. But in BARC interview, once you clear the GATE exam and you sit inside the interview, your selection totally depends upon the personal interview. ठीक है? अब GATE की weightage बिल्कुल matter नहीं करती है. So even if you have got a very good score in GATE exam, there are full chances that you will not be selected. And even if you have just like satisfying criteria in GATE exam and you are able to get a call in the interview, then also there are chances, 100% chances that you will get selected. ठीक है? तो आपको इंटरव्यू की बहुत अच्छे से तैयारी करनी है. 4 सब्जेक्ट सेलेक्ट कर लीजिए और उनकी डेरिवेशंस जो है बहुत अच्छे से कीजिए. Now while doing the derivations, you have to go through the definitions, You have to go through the assumptions. You should understand what is the physical meaning of each and every assumption. If I'm not going to take the assumption, how my derivation is going to change? What are the steps in the derivation? Suppose you have got a formula, but there is an alternate formula for it. Then how to go to the alternate formula? There are some graphs. So what is how to plot the graph mathematically? Why the slope is increasing, why the slope is decreasing, where will be the maxima, where will be the minima, and not only mathematical proofs but physical proofs also. Okay, so please 4 सब्जेक्ट करने होंगे और बहुत अच्छे से करने होंगे. ठीक है. Now going to NPCIL, so BARC, NPCIL, they are both belong to the Department of Atomic Energy and are related to nuclear research and nuclear power generation and all. So in NPCIL also there is good number of vacancies for mechanical guys, like 83, and in the personal interview they are going to ask lot of questions from thermodynamics and power plant. Okay, and in power plant especially like Rankine cycle, gas turbine power plants, IC engines and all that stuff. ठीक है, जैसे इंडियन ऑयल में भी पूछ रहे हैं, मगर इंडियन ऑयल में ना आईसी इंजन से ज्यादा ओरिएंटेड रहेगा, बट हियर दे विल आस्क मोर क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम रैंकाइन साइकिल एंड गैस टरबाइन पावर प्लांट्स. तो अच्छे से आप एंट्रोपी पीच पढ़िए, प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ प्योर सब्सटेंसेस पढ़िए, और जो आपका पीके नाग में जो थर्मोडायनामिक्स दे रखा है उसको बहुत अच्छे से कीजिए. ठीक है. इन एनपीसीआईएल देयर इज ओनली पर्सनल इंटरव्यू आफ्टर द गेट एग्जाम. Now comes National Thermal Power Corporation. So NTPC is also involved in thermal power generation, and there is an online test, GD and PI, and here also because of the profile most of the questions will be asked from thermodynamics, but in this case the questions will be a little tougher than NPCIL, and in fact more questions will come from power plant layout, components of the power plant, functions of those components, and boilers, and like boilers are there, a lot of stuff is there in a power plant. It's not only the things which are in PK now, you have to read the power plant separately for thermal power corporation. They will ask a lot of stuff from intercooling, reheating, regeneration, critical point and all that stuff. तो अगर आप एनटीपीसी में जा रहे हैं, you have to be very strong in power plant, not only in basic thermodynamics but in power plant engineering. ठीक है, तो ये आपको अलग से पढ़ना पड़ेगा जो गेट में इतने अच्छे से पूछा नहीं जाता है. स्टीम टरबाइंस, गैस टरबाइंस, मल्टी स्टेजिंग ऑफ द टरबाइंस, इंपल्स टरबाइंस, रिएक्शन टरबाइंस, वेलोसिटी ट्रायंगल्स. एनटीपीसी के लिए आपको मेहनत ज्यादा करनी पड़ेगी, आई मीन गेट से अलग मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. But in other cases, most of the questions will come from the GATE syllabus only. Now, since these are the major PSUs which are for which the registrations are already there, and I think the interview dates will come out within a few days. Mostly it is postponed because of the elections going on, but you should carry on your preparation. Even a small अगर आपने थोड़ा सा भी चूक कर दिया ना, एक दिन भी वेस्ट कर दिया, तो there are good chances that you will not be able to score well in the interview. Whether it is only the interview weighs only 15% or 25%, you have to treat it like 100%. And even if your marks in your gate score is not very high, then also you should feel नहीं यार मेरे पास अभी पूरा चांस है, I will definitely score well there. ठीक है. So prepare very well, and all the very best for your interviews. So I hope आप इन छोटी छोटी बातों का ध्यान रखेंगे और अच्छे से इंटरव्यू देके आएंगे. ठीक है. Thank you.